Welcome to our College Briefing show, where we dive into a potpourri of news that's as varied as a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Today, we're spinning the globe from the Emerald Isles of St. Patrick's Day celebrations to the hardwood courts of college basketball, and even taking a peek into the heavens for a celestial visitor that's making its rounds for the first time in 71 years. So, buckle up, because we're about to embark on a whirlwind tour of happenings that are sure to pique your curiosity. First up, let's talk about St. Patrick's Day, a day when everyone's a wee bit Irish. This global celebration, which marks the death of Ireland's patron saint, St. Patrick, has taken on a life of its own with parades, green-tinted treats, and a whole lot of merrymaking. And speaking of celebrations, the college basketball scene has been nothing short of dramatic. From the Antelope Valley Pioneers, a team without a college, finishing their season with heads held high, to Alabama's coach Nate Oates securing a shiny new contract, it's been a roller coaster ride in college hoops. But that's not all. Over in the world of coral reefs and marine science, there's a bit of a red alert with a mass coral bleaching event off the coast of Queensland, a stark reminder of our warming planet. But wait, there's more. We're also looking up to the stars, where Comet 12P Ponsbrooks is making its once-in-a 71-year appearance, offering a celestial spectacle for those keen enough to spot it. Back on terra firma, universities and colleges are buzzing with activity, from the University of Maryland lifting suspensions amid a hazing probe, to the University of Texas Permian Basin getting selected for the First Scholars Network, aiming to support first-generation college students. And let's not forget about the return of looted artifacts to Japan, a heartening tale of historical items making their way back home. So, as you can see, our world is full of stories that range from the depths of the ocean to the far reaches of space, and everything in between. Stay tuned for the detailed scoop on each of these stories, because there's always more to discover, more to learn, and more to marvel at. Please continue watching for detailed content. From four-leaf clovers to some unexpected history, all you need to know about St. Patrick's Day. The Toronto Star. St. Patrick's Day, which takes place on March 17, is now celebrated in the US and around the world. The day marks the death of the patron saint of Ireland, St. Patrick, and is marked by parades and green foods and drinks. The first such celebration took place in Manhattan in 1762. Antelope Valley was the college basketball team without a college. Its season has come to an end. Associated Press. The Antelope Valley Pioneers, a college basketball team, has finished its season after losing in the first round of the NAIA Men's National Tournament. The team's college closed down on March 6 due to financial difficulties, leaving the basketball team with no college to return to. The team's coach, Jordan Mast, had started a GoFundMe page in February to help raise funds to cover expenses for the teams for the rest of the season. Mast has pledged to help the seniors finish their degrees and help the underclassmen find a place to continue playing college basketball. Alabama basketball coach Nate Oates signs new contract, athletic director says. Associated Press. Alabama basketball coach Nate Oates has signed a new contract with the university. The contract will go before the school's board of trustees next week. Alabama athletic director Greg Byrne expressed excitement about the success of the men's basketball program and Oates' continued commitment to the university. Oates has led Alabama to 2 regular season and conference tournament championships in the past 3 years. He was hired in 2019 and has led the team to 3 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances. Mass coral bleaching event stretching to waters off Brisbane alarms marine scientists. ABC. A mass coral bleaching event is occurring off the coast of southeast Queensland due to higher-than-average ocean temperatures. Unprotected corals are starving to death as large patches of white coral have been seen further south. The bleaching is related to climate change and the warming of ocean waters. Coral bleaching occurs when coral becomes stressed and expels their zooxanthellae, single-celled algae that provide them with nutrients and color. The bleaching event has not yet peaked and is impacting coral reefs in Moreton Bay and other areas. The lack of data on the effects of thermal stress in the region is concerning, as there are no protected reefs or green zones in southeast Queensland. Yukon coach Dan Hurley, irritated by a fan again, gets technical foul in Big East tournament. Associated Press. University of Connecticut basketball coach Dan Hurley got heated with a fan during a semifinal game against St. John's. Hurley was given a technical foul during the incident, and asked security to remove the fan. He later asked security to let the fan stay, saying he didn't want to risk bad luck associated with the fan's removal. The incident came after a game the previous week in which Hurley yelled at a Providence fan and displayed a championship ring. Gold beans all the rage with China's Gen Z as deflation bites. Bloomberg. Young Chinese consumers are increasingly turning to gold beans as a safe investment in an era of economic uncertainty. Gold beans, which are as light as 1 gram and come in glass jars, are popular among the younger generation who have lost faith in traditional investments. Despite warnings from experts that the price of gold beans is often 10 to 30% higher than the commodity spot price, the trend for gold beans and other gold accessories continues to grow. Gold bullion has recently hit historic highs, reaching over $2,100 per ounce for the first time. Comet passing by once every 71 years now visible in night sky. The Independent. Comet 12P Ponsbrookes, which passes by Earth every 71 years, is currently visible in the night sky. Astronomers say it is growing brighter and there is a possibility it will be visible to the naked eye in the coming weeks. The comet is mainly made up of dust, rock and ice, and as it gets close to the sun, the heat causes the ice to melt into gas and create a tail that can stretch for millions of miles. To spot the comet, it is below and slightly to the left of the Andromeda Galaxy. University of Maryland lifts suspension on most fraternities and sororities amid hazing probe. Associated Press. The University of Maryland has lifted its suspension of most fraternities and sororities after an investigation into hazing and alcohol-related activities, but 5 chapters will remain under investigation and continue to be subject to limited restrictions on activities. Court filings made public Friday included reports of forced heavy drinking, beatings with a paddle, burning with cigarettes and exposure to cold. This week, a group representing several fraternities filed a lawsuit against the university in federal court, seeking a restraining order against the ban. New Zealand's Conservatives gut Ardern's progressive policies. Nikkei Asia. New Zealand's new Prime Minister, Christopher Luxon, has swiftly implemented a conservative agenda, reversing many of the progressive policies of his predecessor, Jacinda Ardern. Luxon's coalition government, which includes the National Party, ACT Party, and New Zealand First, is regarded as the most conservative in the past 3 decades. Some of the actions taken include abolishing the Clean Car Discount Program and repealing legislation that would have banned the sale of tobacco products to people born after 2009. The government is also considering curbing the rights of indigenous peoples and has shown support for the industry, including lifting bans on gas and oil exploration. UTPB chosen for First Generation Network. Yahoo! The University of Texas Permian Basin, UTPB, has been chosen to join the First Scholars Network, a program run by the Center for First Generation Student Success. UTPB was awarded the distinction based on its demonstrated commitment to helping first-generation college students achieve success, according to Senior Vice President for Student Affairs and Enrollment Management Becky Spurlock. The school's work includes optimizing programs and services to make them more straightforward and clear, such as creating a single point of contact for students. The institution also uses a student portal to help them navigate services and access information more seamlessly, and to tailor that information for individual students. The Center for First Generation Student Success is an initiative of the National Association of Student Personnel Administrators and the Suter Foundation. 22 artifacts looted after the Battle of Okinawa returned to Japan. Associated Press. 22 historic artifacts looted during World War II have been returned to Japan after being discovered in the personal items of a Massachusetts family. The items, which include portraits, drawings, pottery and ceramics, were discovered after a family discovered what appeared to be valuable Asian art in the belongings of their late father, a World War II veteran. The FBI authenticated the artworks and orchestrated their return to the Japanese government. UNIS rejecting tourist, bridging visa holders as foreign crackdown intensifies. The Sydney Morning Herald. Australian universities are refusing to accept international student applications from individuals already in the country on tourist, temporary work or bridging visas, as they seek to protect their risk ratings amid a government crackdown on migration. The government's new migration strategy aims to reduce the number of temporary entrants in Australia, targeting universities and colleges considered to be at high risk of accepting students coming to Australia to work rather than study. Some temporary visa holders have reportedly applied to study at low-quality institutions to obtain a student visa and work rights, despite not being genuine students. Nate Oates, Alabama Basketball Inc. long-term contract to reportedly make him one of highest-paid coaches. Yahoo! Alabama head basketball coach Nate Oates has signed a long-term contract extension, making him one of the highest-paid coaches in the country. The extension comes after reports linked Oates to the Michigan Wolverines coaching vacancy, following the firing of Juwan Howard. Oates has led Alabama to 2 SEC conference tournament titles, 2 SEC regular season titles, and 3 appearances in the NCAA tournament since joining the Crimson Tide. Despite his success, Oates has faced controversy, including managing scrutiny surrounding Brandon Miller and apologizing for shoving Missouri player Aiden Shaw during a game. New UTPB director up to the challenge. Yahoo! The University of Texas Permian Basin, UTPB, has received a $10 million grant to train students in behavioral health to meet a growing need in the region. Jillian Woolard has been appointed director of the Impact Behavioral Health Grant at UTPB. The grant will enable UTPB to cover tuition fees and other costs for graduate students majoring in clinical psychology, social work, counseling, and school counseling. The grant will also educate the community about the importance of access to behavioral health in the area, and aims to recruit professionals to become licensed counselors, clinical social workers, and psychological associates. In addition, Woolard will be responsible for data tracking and reporting the grant objectives to the funders, as well as taking the lead on recruitment and engagement strategies for the grant. The behavioral health hospital between Odessa and Midland is due to open in 2025, and the first cohort of students will graduate in spring 2026. UTPB looks toward expanding Midland campus. Yahoo! The University of Texas Permian Basin, UTPB, is planning a 20-year expansion of its Midland campus. UTPB is to expand academics and performing arts on the campus, and grow health science programs. UTPB is also integrating a 19-mile hike and bike trail, the Wildcatters Trail, which will connect UTPB's Odessa campus to the Midland campus and end at Astound Stadium in Midland. Over the next 5 years, UTPB will expand several programs, including the music program, and will be working to increase the number of health science graduates. The university also plans to build a new engineering building, a building for academic workforce training, and a health sciences building. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.